And we are not live. This is a recording, but we're doing it live here. It's Saturday, September 10th in El Salvador. Welcome, everyone. This is episode number 3 of our Boots on the Ground in El Salvador series. And like I've said on the other two, is the reason I want to interview as many people as I can while I'm here is so that you guys see and hear from the real people that are really involved in not only our investment group, but also humanize it. You know, show you who are your other investors in the actual founders group. And it's very important that you realize that this is not just an investment group. This is an active investment group that we have purpose, and we're not going to talk about what we were just talking about off air because I have my Kleenex and I was crying and we were all crying, and this is a movement that has purpose and also profit. So yes, we will make profit, but our profit is soul oriented, and our profit is we are investing in projects and companies that not only will bring us a good return, but will also lift up people all over the world. Now, question number 1 is I'm going to have you guys tell everyone your name, how you got involved, and well, basically right now, that's it.
My name is Shelly, and I got involved in a very organic way. I started listening to Ben when he was still in his truck. I don't know if you know that. And he was in his truck doing broadcasts, and I just continually listened over the years. And I think the thing that really kept me compelled was his heart. You can just feel this heart for humanity, and even talking about cryptocurrencies because of the root of what it is. It's about freedom, sovereignty. And the more time that passed, he started talking about these conferences, and I wanted to get involved. And then becoming a founder was all aligned with the consistency of the testimony that Ben has shared for years. And I watched for that, and I've seen the heart of who he is, and I think that's what's brought me to this point. I just believe in it. I believe in that the heart of humanity is good. If we give people an opportunity to succeed and open their hearts and minds to even explore that, it's endless. The possibilities are endless. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you. My name is Wilma, and I too have been following Ben for a very long time in his truck. That's right. It was.
We got some veterans.
It was Ben, his coffee, and his cigarette. Exactly. And I thought, I would think that this gentleman, Ben, in his truck, a truck driver, he can do this. I can do this too. And, the market went up. We were all excited. The market dropped. Oh, Ben kept going year after year. I came out of the market, went back in, and Ben was still there. And really, Ben, you were my first person to go back to. I was so glad to find you, and I'm back again, really excited. And then started getting involved in the conferences and the ideas and the conversations and the talks, and so very exciting about where we are now, where we were, and where we're heading.
Great answers. I got some really loyal veteran listeners here. All right. Question number 1. We have been in El Salvador for about 3 or 4 days now. what have you noticed about the environment, the energy, security, if you want to talk about that, and also some of the projects that you've seen so far? Is just how's the experience of actually being here and witnessing and meeting the projects, seeing the locals, and
Wow. I think we stepped off the plane. There's a group of us that met at the same time, and there's an energy in El Salvador, period. But meeting with some of the projects, it was amazing to see the heart of what people want to do. Most of the projects that we've seen have been projects that are implementing back into society. Like you just said, it wasn't about money, it's about making a difference. And the thing that I've been so impressed with is that once you open up the mind and enable people they can do anything. It's endless. The opportunity is endless. So I'm excited about that. Every project that I've heard about has been life-changing for millions of people, that potential. As far as the safety is concerned, I'll speak to that because I'm a single mom. I was really apprehensive and did my research. I listened to lots of videos and information on people that have traveled here. And, you get off the plane, you're standing there coming through customs, and there's like, okay, I'm in another place. From meeting our driver to getting to the hotel where we were staying, there was just this lack of that energy. It was almost like El Salvador has this, you kind of feel alive here. Like I don't know what it is about it, but there's like an ion energy. Yeah. Like there's something here.
It's almost like we're more free here than we are in America.
No, that's true. You just have this like, okay. Plus, it's beautiful. The country's beautiful. The people are beautiful. Everyone we talk to is just very present and interested in trying to learn English while you're trying to learn Spanish, and very engaging. So we've traveled all over, hours and hours, right, Wilma, in the car, and everyone we've been interacted with, they've been a very beautiful soul. So we've enjoyed it. That fear long passed since we landed, and probably the next day we were out just touring around and walking the little town and interacting with people. So it's been phenomenal. There's one project, and I don't know how much I can speak to it, but generalized, if you can help people get away from the thing that has controlled them and give them new opportunities and empower them. This is not about coming to El Salvador to change El Salvador. It's coming to reinforce El Salvador and help them to be able to accomplish what they've been called to do, their gifts, their talents, their dreams, their hopes. It's to empower that. And the thing that I think you mentioned, Ben, and I heard President Bukele speak about it. He says, why can't the smallest nation be the greatest in the world? And that's what it feels like. This is the beginning of a revolution of humanity towards freedom, towards hope, towards life-giving opportunities for people. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
Coming to El Salvador, I didn't really do any research on the place. I mean, I am originally from an area of this part of the world. But when I came here, there were no ideas or presumptions that things were going to be unsafe. The minute I came here, through the airport, through customs, it was just easy to walk through and maneuver through that. With the people coming outside, people are happy, which I absolutely love. There are lots of smiles, hellos. They look you right in the face saying hello to you. we were planning on coming to the meetup that night. And I thought, meetup, I go to meetups in New York City. You sit there with a bunch of people, you talk about things, and you don't really make friends at meetup. I mean, I came to this meetup, I could not believe the amount of young people that were there, the excitement. It was like a freaking party at the meetup. And you're talking and you're meeting all these people and you're beginning to talk about the projects. And then we come to actually hear at the office, which is absolutely lovely, and meet people with their of course, the projects. I have never been in a room with more intelligent young people who are focused on making their lives and the lives of other people better. And then taking this not only in El Salvador, but around the world, and their projection for what's available and where it can go and how fast we can do this, and knowing that they need our help. That's why they're here. They need our help, and that we can help with something like this. I am just so excited. The more I meet these young people, Salvador and Miguel and the rest of them, and the more I see their projects, I'm just amazed. They are so far ahead of us in their education, in their thought process. While we're becoming woke over at home and we're decreasing the middle class, they're increasing the freaking middle class. So they are going to be moving big time. One of the girls said to me a little bit ago in there, and she said, we're going to come here and we're not really coming to change the people. But I said, no, you're not coming to change anything. You're coming to learn, to grow, and to help and be a part of what's happening over here. They know so much more than we know. It is freaking amazing. I'm freaked out by it all. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's the office here. One of the reasons that we got the office we did, it's a big office. Like, we have our events room over there, and we right now are recording over in the office, like, work area. And the reason we wanted something this big was because some of these projects are they need a little help with legitimacy, and help with, they have a great idea, but they've never been taught the entrepreneurial way, or how you set up social media, or how you leverage social media, how you shape your company in a efficient and prosperous way. Well, that's one of the reasons we got this office where and if you are a founders group member, you'll have an actual mailbox here, where your LLC, or you can use our address, and our employee here will actually box up your mail and send it to you. And that way you have another address in another country for your LLC if you choose that way. And it's just another opportunity. And if you actually come here and you are a founders group member, you have an office, you have an events area. You could easily bring clients here on, in fact, in a couple months. Here's a little bit of a secret. We're actually going to get a founders group condo. Loy's already looking into it, where, like, you two could actually say Loy and I are, like, really busy, we have events or whatever, but yet we need some representation down here to have like meetings with projects or something. Well, we asked you to, hey, would you guys fly down there and meet with them, like actually go over their locations or whatever? You guys would have a condo to actually sleep there and, have all of your, it has a kitchen and all the, works. And then you'd have the office, the event center, where you, if you wanted to have an evening where you actually met up with all of the projects that you were going to meet with, have them come here, have an event, you two host it, and it's that activity that is actually going to grow us as a group, because you two have years of experience in business, and why wouldn't we utilize that and say, hey, we will fly you down there. You guys have your meetings with all of these projects or investors or whatever, and you guys run it, and that it's that's what I want people to realize is this could easily be, a very active, part of your life.
Yes.
And then in the future, when we have an office in Europe or an office in Australia, which we will be opening an office at least in Australia next year. I know that. Probably towards the end of next year in Europe somewhere. But then if we're all busy, we have other people who like fly over to Europe and host events at our offices there. And that's how we grow our membership. That's how we grow our platform. That's how we get exposure to these really great projects in each country. And that's why it was so important that we name it the Founders Group Worldwide, because we didn't just want to isolate America, because cryptocurrencies are global. Why would we only be in America? That cuts us off of a lot of opportunities, because emerging markets are just that. They're emerging markets. That's when you want to invest. When it's emerging, you don't want to invest once it's established.
Exactly.
That's where everyone's already made their money, and they're only really doing like economic maintenance, not really economic advancements from the ground floor. And
Opportunity, yeah.
exactly. Next question is, now that you've seen the office here, how much more real is your membership in the Founders Group?
A lot more real. Not only that, I mean, we were driving in the car, there's 6 of us, and we said, you know what? Before we arrived here, we were all perfect strangers, and now we're family. Like, there's just this amazing, it's the core, and actually it's the core of who you are, because we all instantly know each other because of your heart. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that, but it's true. It's what I said. It's like we all agree with you. We don't know each other, but we believe in what your heart is for this country, for the world. and we all have an aligned truth, and it's aligning with yours, and you've established that for us. So being here to answer the question has been phenomenal. From the relationships like with Wilma and some of the others, it's just been beautiful. And it's one thing, we live somewhat isolated in our truth, and when you can actually expand that to others and then come together to grow something, it's phenomenal. You come to El Salvador, and now we are aligned with brothers and sisters here. In essence, it's amazing. It's a lot more real. I am very honored to be a founder. I am very motivated in the objective of what this means for the world, and I won't go on because I'll get emotional.
Yeah. That's the hard part. Stop crying during it.
When Ben, when you first brought the idea to us, it was so exciting. We're at the conferences, and we're hearing about it, and yes, we're all in. And then we go home with this excitement, and we're on our own, and we don't have that constant reinforcement. We go back to work with our daily lives, and it wanes and wanes and wanes. And then we get together and we start asking questions. What does it mean? Is this going to be real? How real is this? And then we listen to another podcast and we get excited again, and it wanes. And that's where we are today. We're here. I had to come. I'm so glad to be here and to actually see where we are, see the people, see the acceptance of Bitcoin and how it can work in the economy, see the offices, see the projects, talk to the people, get excited about their excitement, and just being a part of it. Well, guess what? I'm excited like this. And you know what? I'm going to stay involved. I'm going to stay close by. We're going to have these conversations amongst ourselves. And with you, founders, you want to know, you reach out, because we can tell you what's going on here. There are still a lot of questions. I still have a lot of questions and concerns, but you know what? It's the ride, right? It is us going on that ride, taking those quote unquote chances. We've got to start somewhere to build something. And I think we're at the point of having the plan in place and laying the foundation now to then be able to start building. So this is all very exciting. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh yeah, and that has been the hardest part. And I mean, Lori and I have just worked our tails off, because we're like, oh, okay, we want to get this up and going, and we want to do that. But with what we are creating, this platform, this group, this decentralized, transparent investment group has never been done before. We are literally breaking ground every single day. And for the very first time in history, as an investment group, everyone in the group will be able to see and research and witness and vote on everything the group does. And like I said on the last episode, I double dog dare you to call your investment agent and go, I want to see the books of the company. I want to see where every dime goes.
Right.
They will laugh in your face and go, well, that's not how it works. Why not? Why can't I, as a person who is giving you money, why can't I see how the inner workings of your company? Where's my money going? And with blockchain,
Wow.
and how we are structuring this, it's every single member will be able to look at every single dollar, every transaction, every receipt. We'll have an area on our platform that is just receipts
Right.
and the reason why, why was this purchased, and it's that transparency, that exactly accountability that gives you the trust and shows everyone involved that we don't need to hide if we're being honest.
Yeah.
If you're an honest corporation, why wouldn't you want that openness? And as an investment group, we are learning about these projects. We are interviewing them. They are all of their members are actual like KYC. So we know they aren't criminals or anything like that. And they have their platform or their dashboard on our platform, and they're actually doing like ask me anythings, and where you can reach out and go, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? And what we're learning, what's really surprised me, is how many of these projects love that idea. They're like, how hard it is getting research and marketing of, what do people want? What do people not want? We have a group of investors who are going to beat us to death, but that's the information that these projects want, because they want to present a product or a service that the public wants. And that means you want input from the public.
The think tank. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And they also realize, wait a second, if we're on this platform and we're approved, all of a sudden we have 1,750 cheerleaders because we've all invested in it. We want them to succeed. So we're going to just spread the word. We're going to help them in any way we can.
Absolutely.
And that's, as you said, like the heart of the group. The heart of the group is win-win. If we all win, then there's no losers. We invest our capital into good, honest projects. The projects produce a product or service that the public wants. And everyone gets what they want. And we, as the founders group, we are going to have years and years of, and this happened to me. I'm going to squirrel off a little bit. Early in my YouTube crypto career, like when I went to my very first crypto, conference, it was tiny. There was nobody there. And then I'm like, wow, this is not looking good for cryptos. But what that was, and I didn't realize it at the time, I was walking up having conversations with these projects. And now all of the CEOs I met, and I said, oh, let me get your number and I'll have you on or whatever. all of these CEOs now who are like in the news and they're like multi-billionaires and all, these are all of the guys who asked me if they could borrow a pack of cigarettes. You know, it's like, look, I left mine back in the hotel. Can I have a cigarette? Hey, go ahead. And we'd all head out to eat. And they were broke. And we were all, not rich and not, we're all broke. But we had this dream. We had this idea. And now you fast forward like 7 years or however long it's been. And now I still have conversations with these guys who are all over the media and all over the news. And hey, we went public and we raised a couple, $1 billion. And they're still the same regular guys who we hung out and had chicken wings with, and so as this group grows and the longer we're around, you guys are going to realize these projects as they grow, you're going to have like the telephone number of a CEO.
Right.
And you're going to be able to call and be like, hey, how's it going? And they've grown amazingly. And they've gone public, and we've all, actually been rewarded for our investment and everything. And they're going to pick up your call because we were the ones that were there at the beginning.
Yes.
And there is one thing in cryptos that I've noticed is I've called CEOs just to say, hey, how's it going? They pick up the phone. Ben, what are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in like a year. And it's just a regular conversation. But from the outside, everyone else is like, oh, there's this CEO of a major corporation, and he's probably a jerk, or he's probably just one of these rich guys, when really they're sitting in like a pair of shorts and flip-flops at home, and you're just sitting there talking to them. They're ordinary people that grew a successful business. And that's what the members of the Founders Group are going to experience, especially if you come to the events. Like, I'll use an example. Let's say like the CEO of the Divi Project, which is actually Nick. All right. You guys may or may not know this. He's actually like a celebrity over in Europe and like the area, like all the Middle East now.
But not with us.
But we all know him just as Nick, who you'd walk up and talk to, and he's drinking a beer and we're having, but if you go over to Dubai and you're there and you see him at like a soccer game and he's on television being interviewed, and you're like, oh, hey, I know that guy, geez, we used to hang out and drink beers in Texas. No, you don't know Nick. Yeah, I literally hung out with him. And it's that plus, what if you two have an idea for a project?
I do.
And you're like, hey, let's put it on the platform. And then in a couple of years, you're like CEO and you're like CTO or whatever, however it's shaped. And then I actually look back and go, oh my God, remember when we hung out with these two? You know, it's that lifting up. And before you know it, you have very influential friends who, if you call them and go, hey, how's it going? I'm going to be in town. You want to grab dinner? Oh, yeah, let's grab dinner. You know, and all of a sudden, you have a friend who, if you call, say you guys launch a project, and part of your project, you're like, hey, we could really use help from like someone like, you know, me or Nick or something. Then we reach out to Nick and go, hey, would you have a Zoom with them? Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Then you can pick his brain and help you with your project. And if it's a good, solid project, I guarantee Nick will be like, are you looking for investors? Because he's surrounded by investors. And it's that's the network effect. It really is in who you know. And we are all agreed upon freedom. And I know that's how I feel. That's how Nick feels. That's how you guys feel. And it's just such a neat experience to have everyone here, or not everyone here, but have our group and watching it grow and flourish. And we have offices now with we have a structure, we have a platform that we're on ramping people on, but it's a process. But I'm just so excited to have you guys here and have everyone here.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, of course.
Everything you said, and it's infused in integrity and passion and heart. And that's the beautiful thing, is it's life-giving. It's not just a way to make money or a way to, have influence. It's there's integrity, there's passion, and there's heart. And I'm grateful for that.
He's gonna cry.
No,
I'm trying not to.
it's true though. It's so important.
I completely agree with you. I've explained, look, if I wasn't being open and honest, you can't do live. That's one of the reasons that I do live is I wanted everyone to see me as who I am, because when you do show after show after, the real you is there. You can't lie.
You're gonna make me cry now.
For, that's and my grandfather used to say, if you want to know which kid's lying, look at the one that's talking the least. Because if you talk and talk and talk, you're gonna reveal yourself. And that's what this project's all about, is making it open and honest and verifiable, where people can trust the group, because the group is always analyzing the group. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. Oh, one more thing.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do each of you have CALIX laptops?
I do. Yes.
Of course.
I do.
All right.
Love my CALIX.
Now, at what was the moment, what did I say or what did you hear that made you say, all right, I'm going to get serious. I am going to invest in a laptop, and I'm going to take this seriously, and I'm going to absolutely take control of my crypto life.
I personally have experienced hacking and losing thousands of dollars in coins. And so it's something that it's in the back of my mind. I came to the meeting, the first one I came to, I think was last year, July, in Bernie. And Papa Joe and the whole group, you guys were talking about security. And, I even stood up and asked the question, the more you talk about security, the more scared I become, right? Because I know the fear I had when I lost all my coins and the fear that continued. And at that point, I decided this is the way I had to go. So getting that laptop was so important to me to just put my mind at rest and to understand that the laptop is set up so that the coins can be secure on there.
Well, as soon as I knew that I could be my own bank, that's when I got excited about it. And also, I've had an issue with being hacked. And so for me, education and understanding of security and who to trust, which is where you are been like invaluable to the world,
Well, thank you.
global. That's where I was like, I have to do this. I need to get everything consolidated into one place. I don't want to experience this hacking again, and to truly be able to invest in something that is protected and you're not as worried, because it is more of a long-term thought process. But that was it. I wanted to be my own bank.
Yeah. And it's also what I've heard is exactly what you two said. Like, hey, I've had the experience. It ain't no fun. I need to get serious about it. Is also, as we move along with these projects, the laptops will be able to generate income for you guys. And that extra income in cryptos, because remember, these are appreciating assets. So as your laptop runs, it's earning, currency that right now may only be worth like 20, maybe 30, 20 or $30 every month. Well, if you hodl it, and then all of a sudden it's worth 100. So you're like, all right, I did make 30, but now that the price is appreciated, I made 100 a month. And now I'm making more. And it's the opportunity to have a laptop and have our list of like do's and don'ts. We have our actual telephone number. You can call us and go, okay, what am I doing here? And we also have our website, which if each of you purchase, you can log in, and we have things behind the login of security videos, how-tos. And that's also where we will be partnering with projects, probably projects that we actually get involved with the venture capital fund, and we'll let you know, like, hey, we have a project. Would you like to load it on your laptop? And like I said on the last episode, these projects are reaching out to us. And they're like, all right, you guys are the only people in the industry who are creating laptops specifically for cryptos. So you have the security, you have the technology, and you have the users with the knowledge of why they would want this on here. Why would you run a project like Micronote? Because you're getting paid for it, and it's a win-win for everyone. So thank you so much. And if you are interested in a laptop, please check us out at www.calixsolutions.io, or you can give Patrick a call at, I'm waiting for the phone number to scroll across the bottom, at 702-845-8276. All right, and now, one more thing. We have an event in September. Now we are talking strictly to the Founders Group members and the people who are signing up as members. Come to an event. Meet the people involved. Get the energy, get the understanding of this is a movement. All of these events are so we can draw closer as a family, and where we know each other and we have each other's telephone numbers, and it's that relationship that's going to grow our group. So under here, under the video, and right here, there's a QR. Oh, yeah. This one I think is for the laptops. Under here is a link for the Founders Group event in September and October 2nd and our 1st and 2nd, I think. So show up, come down, and join the party. And create the relationships that will last for the rest of your life. Ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. And everyone else, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
You guys.